Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am going to be going through the palettes that I used this month of May 2023 and rank them all from my least favorite to my most favorite, and I'll let you know what I thought about them. And yeah, hang tight, this might be a little long because I used 23 palettes this month. Yes, a lot more than last month. So I've been doing a lot more makeup this month, everything like that. So if you are interested in seeing my rankings, then hang tight because we are getting right into it. Okay, I am going to try to be quick with each one and tell you why I liked it or didn't like it so much, but I'm not decluttering anything. I am going to do an eyeshadow palette collection next week or the week, well, probably next week. But it's not going to be a declutter. It's just going to be a collection video. It'll be in 3 parts, 3 days. So look forward to that. So at the bottom is this new palette that I got. I think it was in, that always happens to me. I think it was in my ice cream beauty box. It is this Kevin and Coco. They say it's the Constellation palette, but nowhere on here does it say it's a Constellation palette. It just says it is the 11 color eyeshadow palette, but this is what it looks like. Now, I've only played with it once. That's another reason it's on the bottom, but I had to go get my notes there because I've forgotten I wrote notes. It says here it's very lightly pigmented, which, you know, I don't mind that on some palettes, but this is really lightly pigmented. And also some of the shimmers are very metallic. So I like lightly colored, I've said this before, I like lightly colored mattes, but only if the shimmers are kind of light as well. So yeah, it had very metallic shimmers, but when you have metallic shimmers, you gotta have the pigment in the mattes as well. So I didn't really enjoy that much, but I think if I play with it some more, I might like it some more. I did like the look that I had, but anyway, let's move along. The next one is the Feral palette. Now, I do like this palette a lot, but I can't make like everyday wearable looks with this. What I like to do with this, it's fun to play with. What I like is for in collabs or doing an Instagram look, which is what I did with this palette this month, was I made a look and put it up on Instagram because I didn't have any collabs to use it in, and I just wanted to have some fun with it. So yeah, that is what I did with this palette. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, that's what I used it for. And it's still great quality and everything. The next palette I have here is the CoverGirl Cool Berry palette. I have on here that I did make a nice look with it, but it does make a cute wearable look. But what did I rate? I wish the shimmers were a little more different from one another. Yeah, these two shimmers are very much the same, and the mattes are pigmented and blend well together. It's just not worth the price. This was like $15 for 4 pans. I mean, Natasha Denona charges what, $25, $27 for a 5-pan, and you're paying for a drugstore, you're paying like $15 for this. I mean, and it's just like these two shimmers are the same. I do like these two colors. This matte, I said it was pigmented, but it's really not that pigmented when you blend it out. But I did get, like, again, this is kind of a one and done thing, but that's what you kind of expect from these kind of palettes. But anyway, that's why it was kind of low down on the palette, on the list. Okay, I lied. There are 24 palettes because I had to go find that one. Okay, the next palette in here is the Ace Beauté Scarlet Dusk palette. Beautiful palette. I love Ace Beauté quality. It's still a great palette. It's just not my favorite color story. And it makes an awesome look, great formula. It can make a great evening look though, using, like, I do like these colors right here. Not so much a big fan of these colors right here. That's why it is lower down on the list. But it's not going anywhere because I love Ace Beauté. The next I got in the Slay Glam box. Okay, you're not doing that to me this time. This is the Pearl Paradise palette. Love all the colors on here. The only reason, one reason it is down so low is because because I've only used it like once. Since I really want to play with this palette some more to see what else I can do with it. There are so many color combinations, but I wrote it's not very pigmented. I remember that, which can be okay for some colorful looks. Also, it was nice because I remember the shimmers weren't as pigmented as the matte, so that was good. Doesn't have as many colors as there is. There's no special shades in here. I think the closest it comes is this Madre Perla. This one right here is as close as it comes to a special shade, like a duochrome. This kind of is a duochrome. I think also this Rum Spice might be a duochrome. So those two come the closest to being them. So I wish it had as many shades as it has. I wish it did have some special shades. Okay, the next palette I have is the palette that is on my eyes right now. It is the Juvia's Place, the Mauves, or it says the Mauves by Juvia's. And it is the 6-pan palette. It is very beautiful, and it only has 2 shimmers, or a satin and a shimmer, which I really like. Actually, this is more of a topper. You put this down and you put this over it. I find there's really only one look I can do with this, and it's the look I've got going. It's not really a purple. I mean, it says mauve, and I love the color mauve, but I really don't think this color is doing it for me that well. You have to let me know what you think, but I love it. Blends out very well. It's a great formula. I really like it a lot, but I just I don't know. Maybe I put too much. Maybe I shouldn't put anything under the eyes. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should just put this dark color under the eyes and call it a day. Maybe that's it. But yeah, great quality, great everything like that, but I don't know. I just don't think, I don't know. I don't think I can pull it off. It's just me. Okay, the next palette I have is the ColourPop Whatever palette. Also a very beautiful palette. I picked beautiful palettes for this month. There's no doubt about that. But I'm not in love with the shimmers in this palette, and it does have one glitter in it as well. And I just don't love the shade colors. The mattes are great quality, and I can get a great look. Don't care for the glitter. Good for going out looks. A little too dark for the daytime. I do love these rosy colors in here, but I do agree with my past self. I am not in love with the shimmers in this palette. I remember pulling in a shimmer shade from my singles, I think, is what I did. And yeah, not much to say about this other than it is good ColourPop quality, and definitely would use it again, maybe for a night look or something like that. But other than that, that's what I think. Okay, the next palette we have is another ColourPop palette. It is the Plush Like Me. Another good for date night look. Again, not in my top 10 ColourPop palettes. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of this color story, but I can make it work. That's my notes on that. There's this kind of what do you call it? Creamsicle orange here. That is kind of throwing me off on this palette. I don't know. I can't really pull off this deep burgundy red very well. And I don't know. I do like this shimmer right here. And let me take a look at the Whatever palette. Yeah, it seems like there's a couple of shades that are the same in these two palettes. So especially this one is also in the Whatever palette. And yeah, so I can use both of these for night looks. So that's what's good about those two palettes. Okay, next I have the Nomad Cosmetics America's Parks look. This is still a great palette. Love this palette, but again, it's another one for collab looks, which is what I used it for, and just making really fun looks. But it says I underestimated this one. After playing with it, I can think of lots of different looks I can do, and that I should rate it higher on my Nomad list. Oh, no, I'm getting pigment on my face. Okay, so I think I did go in and rate it higher on my Nomad list of my favorite Nomad palettes. But yeah, I think you can do, now that I think about it, you can do an everyday look with this palette. So yeah, that's why I rated it up there. Okay, the next on my list is this iconic London, the Sunset to Sunrise palette. What did I say about this? It says I always underestimate this palette. Yes, I do. I don't bring it out enough. It is so good, especially for making light. These are light pigments, sunset looks, which I love doing those. I can make lots of different looks from this palette, and it's a great summer palette. So yeah, I definitely need to bring this one out more. Okay, next up is another great summer palette. It is the Beauty Bakery's Sour You Doin' palette. And what I originally thought about decluttering this palette, I did. I tried it a couple of times and it did not work for me. I think I just needed better brushes and a better eye base for it. But the last time I used it, I just made I think it was in a Get Ready With Me. I made the most, or a live Get Ready With Me. I made the most beautiful look from it. This lemon, or this, I don't know what you call this. You call this a lemon yellow? I don't know, but it is a beautiful color, very pigmented. And it's great. What did I say? And probably, yeah, I was using the right stuff. It has a beautiful yellow, makes great summer looks, and I'm glad I kept it. So yeah, good on that. The next palette I have is this Joa palette, this really simple palette here. It is great for a subtle no makeup look, at least for me. Great for travel if you want to take this along and some shimmer shades with you. Like be good to take some multi-chromes, super shock shadows, something like that. It's good to have this palette around. It's just an overall good palette. So yeah, it's got these three shades here and this little highlighter kind of to put on your lid kind of color. So yeah, I'm probably gonna bring this on my vacation with me. The next is another ColourPop palette, and it is the Apricot Me Not palette. I did an all-day wear test with this. lasted all day. The look lasted all day, and great for everyday looks. This is a nice light palette that you can make everyday looks with. You can smoke it out with this color down here, and beautiful soft colors, and yeah, bringing it out for everyday looks. That's why it's ranked a little higher. The next palette I have is the Natasha Denona Mini Crush palette. I love Natasha Denona Minis. I can really only get the one look out of them, but that's why you have minis. But yeah, I can only see one look. But it's a gorgeous look though. It is absolutely gorgeous look that I love getting from this palette. Oh, I love the look from this palette. That is why it is ranked so high. Okay, the next one is the Extraordinaries palette by Russia B Cosmetics and Just Ann. We love Just Ann on this channel. And this is what it looks like. I absolutely loved the two looks that I made with this. And the mattes are so much better than the mattes from the other Just Ann collaboration, I think. The mattes are there for sure. I think with every Russia B palette, the formula just gets better and better, and this palette proves it. And it is pigmented enough, very blendable. Love the shimmers, love the multi-chromes. These multi-chromes actually stay all day on my eyes. So happy I was able to get this palette. If you got this palette, let me know what you think of it. And yeah, it is very workable. I just love more palettes more than that palette. So the next one I have, I made a couple of looks out of this. This is the Moira palette, one of their newer ones, and it is the Magic Dreaming palette. Let me get this open here, and it has just cute packaging. This really cute packaging, and it looks like this. I made a look with this on another live I did with Life with Christine, and it is just such a fun palette. Look at that. And I can do colorful looks. There's neutral colors in there. You can do a neutral look. And what else there? It blends beautifully, very versatile. The formula, if you have not tried Moira Cosmetics, are you even doing makeup? I mean, really? I mean, I can't wait to work with this more in the summer. Moira has everything. They have base products, they have eye products, they have single shadows, they have anything you can think of, they have it. They have, I don't know, I mean, they have mascaras, they have, I don't know if they have brow products. That's the only thing I'm not really sure about. Okay, and then we get into the Star Wars trifecta here. First, we have the C-3PO palette, and you know I love yellows and browns together, and golds. This is just a beautiful looking palette together. And what is very similar, it is very similar to my Wannabe palette though, but I love the colors, and I can make the most beautiful brown, yellow, and gold colors together. I haven't put it next to my Wannabe palette yet though to see what the differences are. Maybe I need to do a side-by-side, I don't know, but I just love this color story so much and made a very beautiful look with it. The next is the Darth Vader palette. I'm going to put these next to each other. I'm ranking the Star Wars one a little higher than the Darth Vader because it's a little bit more, it's got the special shades in it. I think that's why that one, and that one right there. But I usually use these together to make a look. And this one's great quality, and it pairs great with this one. That's why I'm putting them close together on the list. So that is the Star Wars. It's not all the Star Wars palettes from ColourPop, but it's the ones I have. Okay, coming in next is the Huda Beauty Mercury retrograde palette. I know this is an oldie, but it is a goodie. And look at this. I'm taking this on vacation with me. All the beautiful cool toned looks you could ever want. I just love this palette so much. It's probably made it into my top 10 by now. Definitely. I can make so many looks with it, soft or dramatic looks. This is a classic palette, definitely. Like I said, I need to do an updated top 10 palettes. I did one last year. I don't remember what time of year, but before the year's over, I'm going to do a top 10 palettes again. And you can guarantee that one is going to be on it. The next palette is the Juvia's Place, the coffee shop. Again, they have a beautiful, I love the Juvia's Place formula. Definitely love it. This is a warm browns palette. And it says it will probably end up in my top 10 neutral palettes next time. Now, I've done a neutral palettes video more recently, I think, than I have a top 10 overall palettes. But this will probably end up there. Beautiful soft browns, and the shimmers are very buttery. Everything blends together nicely. And I commented on what a great formula it was. Yes. I have one other just browns palette. It is the Jeffree Star Orgy palette, and that thing is huge, and I just wanted something a little smaller to carry around in case. I think I'm taking this on vacation with me as well. So yeah, up there. Okay, down to the final four. And then we have the Aurora Struck palette. This palette is definitely a cool toned lover's dream. And yeah, I have made a couple of looks with it. It was, I just had such a fun time playing with this palette. It was beautiful. The only thing I have against it is that it doesn't have a lot of mid-tone colors, mattes in it. So that's the only thing about this palette that's really keeping it from number one, I would say. The next one, I have a couple of Lethal Cosmetics, probably one of my favorite next to Natasha Denona in terms of formula. This is the Metamorphosis palette. I think this came out last year though, but I'm just now getting it. This is, yeah, the Metamorphosis is such an easy palette to work with. I've been saying that Lethal Cosmetics is good for beginners, very much so, very blendable, very easy to work with. It's just, the only thing about Lethal is that they're very, I don't like their price point. Their price point is very high. And love the color story, love this brand, love the multi-chromes. It's a very wearable palette. I would definitely wear this out during the daytime. Very blendable and pigmented. Can't wait to use it more. I think I used it a couple of times this month. And yeah, really enjoyed this. It has a couple of multi-chromes in it. And yeah. And number two, I've got the other Lethal palette that I have purchased lately, and that is the Wildflower palette. Yeah, the Wildflower palette. It's more my jam. It's got pinks and purples in it. And yeah, so it is very beautiful as well. Those shimmers are to die for. And it reminds me so much of the Nightflower palette, which is why I like it. And the looks that I came with were some of my all-time favorite looks. That's what I wrote. And can't wait to use this more. Lethal has worked on their formula, and I think it is probably one of my all-time favorite formulas. Definitely. And I just wish it was more affordable. That's the only thing I wish about Lethal Cosmetics. And my number one palette for the month of May is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Primrose palette. And I got this in the Eclipse Ipsy Glam. My mind works faster than my mouth, okay? And Ipsy Glam Bag X palette, that is what she looks like. Oh my gosh. These pinks and purples are on another level, I tell you what. And it has a couple of blushes in it. And what did I write? Yeah, pinks and purple on a different level. Definitely wearable, which is what I love about it. Absolutely in love with the looks that I've done. Love the blushes. Everything is flawless. It's going to be hard to put down. I'm definitely taking this on vacation with me. That is my ranking for this month. Let me know if you've tried any of those palettes, what you think of them, and all the stuff. Just let me know in the comments below. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Share this video with your friends. Anything to engage with this video, I help it push it out to other viewers like yourself. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much if you are a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, just thank you so much for watching this video. It really helps out. If you are not a subscriber, though, if you're new here, welcome, hello. Please consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I upload a new video. So I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic day today. If you are having an especially hard time, know that I'm thinking about you and sending you out all of those good vibes. Just remember to stay strong, stay healthy, and stay safe out there. And I will see you in another video soon. Tomorrow, tomorrow's Palette Roulette Bingo. Palette Roulette Bingo? I can't talk today. Palette Roulette collab, and then Friday I'll probably do a shop my stash. So I will definitely see you soon. Just stay well until I see you again. Okay, goodbye.